Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've got a haul slash very early review of 4 items I bought from the latest Chanel release here in the UK. I went into my local standalone makeup perfume Chanel store yesterday, really expecting that they would have in the Summer Les Beige collection. But I found that that's in fact going to be released next Friday, so not later this week, but next Friday. Certainly in the standalone stores, maybe a bit later on the counters in the department stores. But what they did have was this relatively large release from Chanel in the Blue collection, not surprisingly featuring a lot of blues, both colour and in the names musically. Blue's not really my favourite colour for makeup. I don't wear much blue eyeshadow. Having said that, I've just bought an aqua blue shadow in the Galan collection, which I'll show you later on. But these are all deep, vibrant blues, which I think are pretty difficult to wear unless you've got very dark hair and dark skin, and then they can look pretty stunning. But there we go. I was tempted with a few items. There are two quads, both featuring two blues and a black and a silver white. The black and silver white in each of the palettes, and then two different shade blues. I wasn't tempted with either of those. I bought when they reformulated their Tizé. I can't remember actually what the name of it was, but it was the ones with blue in it, and they looked really pretty when I swatched them, but I just never wore them. As I say, I'm not a big blue eyeshadow wearer, so those weren't a temptation to me. Nor was the blue mascara. They're doing two blue mascaras, one in the volume, which is my favourite formula, and that's the navy blue. I wasn't really in the market for that. And then a bright electric blue in their other formula. I forgot what the name is. It's my less favourite of the two. And I have got an electric blue mascara that I haven't even busted open from, I think, Les Papillons collection, maybe last year or even the year before. So I wasn't in the market for that. However, they had, getting to it finally, an Illusion d'Ombre, which I paused over. I think this one, from what I read online, is only going to be in Europe, so sorry about that for my American viewers, but then you get things that we don't, so don't cry too much. But here we are. This is what we're getting, which, as you can see, is this silver grey, and it's called Mysterio. Now, I don't know how much I'll wear this, but I thought, it was sufficiently different to things that I have. The usual silky soft, quite cushiony formula. There you can see very metallic with a deep swatch, but it actually blends out pretty shiny, foily look. So I'm not sure that, I would wear it all over the eyelid or on its own. And just trying it a little bit last night, there was a bit of fallout, I have to say. It reminded me a little bit of my very first Illusion d'Ombre, which was, I think, Phantom or Phantasm, which was pure disco ball glitter. And I bought it in America, and the sales assistant, to her credit, tried to dissuade me from it to a more neutral colour, but I was dead set. But I really never got any wear out of it, and worse yet, it was one of those that really dried up in the tub and shrank away from the sides, which some of them do, even if you're careful about tightening the lid, and then just fall out like a kind of blob. So that wasn't a very good experience, but I'm hoping this one will be a bit better, and it's definitely slightly different from any of the ones I've got in my current collection, and I'm being sure to tighten the lid really carefully. Does anyone use these little brushes that come with? I mean, they look like a kind of good idea, but I never use them at all, and I'd rather forgot about them and perhaps gave us a quid back off the price, but I suppose that's too much to hope. So that was the Illusion d'Ombre, and then there are two single eyeshadows, one black again, which I definitely didn't need, and this one, Swing. Now, wait till you see this. This is total glitter ball, and having said I don't wear blue eyeshadow, you're going to think I'm mad, but I just couldn't resist this, because I thought it was so different to anything that I have. There it is. Total glitter. This is the one the girl is wearing in the promotions in a very dramatic, very obvious look. There you go. Of course, when I got it home, and I haven't put it out, so I can't show you, but I realised I got the Tom Ford duo from earlier this year in indigo blue, which is a tiny bit darker, but very, very similar. So that was a bit stupid. And you can see when you put it on, it actually swatches a bit darker. And although there's appreciable glitter there, slightly less obviously glittery. But I did think with a small brush, I might use it. I don't know. It doesn't apply that well with a small brush. And these don't go wet and dry. And you can see there's going to be quite a bit of fallout from that. So I have to say, I don't think that was one of my best buys, especially when I've got the Tom Ford one, which I have to say I think I've worn maybe once. But it just looks so pretty in the pan. I mean, who could resist that? What a makeup junkie. Okay, so bad buy there, but what can you do? Two nail varnishes. And I was always going to get those, as you know I collect. Now I've pulled out my blue drawer, which isn't as extensive as some of my other colours in Chanel. I thought that this one, Fortissimo, which is a metallic, well, not very metallic, a slightly chromy light navy. I've got it on my nails at the moment, hurriedly applied. I thought this was going to be a bit of a ringer for Belle Auguste from a couple of years back, but let's just put these down so I can show you. In fact, you can see it's much darker, and Belle Auguste is much, much more metallic. And actually, I quite like this one on, I have to say, because it's definitely blue, but it's dark enough, you know, not to be too young, if you know what I mean, too in your face. When I looked at my Tom Ford again, I mean, Tom Ford obviously did all this just half a season earlier than Chanel. What was this called? Indigo Night. Very similar, bit darker. I think I do prefer the Chanel one, I have to say, but they're definitely in the same ballpark. And then Vibrato is this very, very vibrant, true cobalt blue, I'd call this. I have got a Nails Ink one, which is quite similar, and Yves Saint Laurent certainly did one, which I haven't got, which is quite similar. Not Blue Majorelle, but similar. And you can see nothing in my collection that's the same tone as that. So, I mean, if you are a Chanel collector and you like blues, or either or of those really, I think Vibrato definitely is going to be one that you're perhaps going to want to get. And I think Fortissimo, if you like blues, is definitely an interesting one. So, I haven't... Shall I swatch these? No, go on. You can see them in the bottle. And Fortissimo, I've got on 2 coats with a gel top coat here. Quite a nice formulation, not at all opaque in 1 coat. Definitely needs 2 coats, but then it's fine. Let's just have a swatch of this one because I haven't opened it. And see how that applies in 1 coat. It looks fairly thin, but I quite like that with Chanel. It makes them easier to work with. Yeah, that's a nice, very nice consistency. Look how smooth that's covering in 1 quick coat. That's a winner, Chanel, definitely. And just to compare it, I'll show you Fortissimo, which is definitely a bit streakier in 1 coat, but fine in 2, judging from last night. There we go, you can see much, much thinner in one coat. But that does tend to lead to durability, I find, because you get one nice thin coat and then your second coat on top. It's not bad in one coat, but you definitely need two of that. So that looks like a really winning formula to me, and an interesting colour as well. So what else? No lipsticks, a completely colourless lip plumping gloss, definitely a liner, but very ordinary blue. So quite a big collection there. Definitely worth looking at if you're into blues. Don't make my mistake with this one. I mean, it's really pretty to look at, but I don't think you're going to wear that unless you're into theatrical makeup. But then who am I to judge? So that's it from the blue collection, and I shall speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.